Welcome back to another tabletop review. Today we'll look at the SIG Sauer P230 SL semi-automatic pistol. Here we have an example of one of the most iconic pistols from the 70s, the SIG Sauer P230 SL. I'm a sucker for these classic guns. I had the SIG P232, the gun that replaced this P230, on my wish list for years. Every time I'd see one of these for sale, I'd choke on the price and pass it up. Unfortunately, the prices on these SIGs haven't gone down, just the opposite. Not that long ago, both a P230 SL and a P232 came up for sale at an auction. The P232 went first for what I thought was a reasonable price for today's market for a used gun by itself, no box, no manual, and only one magazine. I regretted not bidding on it. Then the P230 SL finally came up for bid, and I watched as the bid started to level off. I decided this would be the time for me to finally get my hands on one of these excellent firearms. But you know how it goes. I wasn't alone in having an interest in this gun. The bids kept on coming. I found myself bidding that $5 more until I finally was the last bidder. I probably paid more than I should have, and it's got a few scratches on the slide, but what the heck. This P230 was basically in great condition with its original box, all the paperwork, 2 mags, and a set of Hogue grips. Let's make sure this gun is cleared first. By the way, if you enjoy this review, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I've always thought that the P230 was more attractive than my Walther PPK, which has been one of my favorite concealed carry personal defense weapons for decades. The P230 just looks more like the Walther PP after which it was modeled, or even the PPK for that matter with its longer barrel design. I think the SIG P230 just looks more elegant. By the way, the SL model just means that it's all stainless steel compared to the P230, which has an aluminum frame. The difference is about 5 ounces between the two. I reviewed the SIG Sauer company in more detail in a previous video, so I'll only point out that SIG Sauer was a result of the merger of 2 sister companies, Swiss-based SIG and the German company Sauer, that came together in 1976 under the name SIG Sauer. A separate company, SIG Arms, was founded in Virginia in 1985 to import and distribute SIG Sauer firearms, and its headquarters were moved to New Hampshire in 1990. The P230 was designed in 1977 as a concealable law enforcement sidearm to compete against the Walther PPK and was originally chambered in .32 ACP or .380 Auto. Unfortunately, due to the influence of terrorist incidents at the time, the West German police decided to go with the 9mm firearms and selected the more powerful Walther P5, H&K P7, and the SIG Sauer P225 over the P230. Nonetheless, the P230 was produced between 1977 and 1996 with good success in the market as a high-quality personal carry option. In 1996, after a good run of 19 years, it was replaced by the P232, which looks almost identical but includes numerous changes, mostly internal. By the way, this P230 was one of the very last produced in 1996. As you may know from my other reviews, if I know a movie connection for one of these classic firearms, I try to point that out. The SIG P230 has been in quite a few films, including the 1910 film Hit Girl with Chloe Grace Moretz as Mindy McCready, and the 1995 film Bad Boys with Will Smith as Mike Laurie, and in one of my favorites, the 1993 comedy Undercover Blues with Kathleen Turner as Jane Blue, where her SIG P230 gets a bit more scene action. This P230 came in its original plastic case with nice dense foam padding. It came with the original manual and other paperwork, including the original bill of sale, which is interesting. It came with an extra magazine, and it came with a nice set of Hogue grips that the previous owner had bought for this gun. As for its specifications, the SIG Sauer P230 SL is a .380 Auto. It's a single double action semi-automatic pistol, and of course the SL designates it as all stainless steel. The barrel is 3.6 inches in length, The front sight is fixed, the rear sight is dovetailed and driftable. The sight picture is dot on post with reddish-orange highlights. Slide serrations on the rear of the slide are well defined and almost sharp. There's a decocking lever here. There's a takedown lever here. There's a little red chamber loaded indicator here. Height is 4.7 inches. Overall length is 6.6 inches. Width is 1.2 inches. The original grips are black plastic. The weight with empty magazine is 23.9 ounces. Magazine release is European style on the heel of the gun. Magazine capacity is 7.+1. It's a good stainless steel magazine. Similar to the PPKs, the top of the slide is machined to reduce glare. Note that it is stamped Made in West Germany. I think that's pretty cool. Well, as you can see, I've gone ahead and installed the Hogue grips. I have large hands and long fingers, so I like the feel of these wrap-around grips with the finger grooves. As for my range experience, at almost 27 ounces fully loaded, this is not a light gun. But the Hogue grips give a good, solid feel, and I find the weight of this gun to be fine for me. It's almost exactly the same weight as my PPKS. While the P230 doesn't fit any of my PPK custom holsters, it does fit most of my other holsters that I've acquired over the years for my PPK, of which I have quite a few. Maybe I'll spring for a custom leather holster for the P230 later. But for now, my Galco leather inside the waistband holster is working just fine, until I find something better. I had field stripped this gun earlier to check everything out and found the gun to be clean with no wear in the usual places that I can see. Let me just say that I have found that most people don't thoroughly clean their firearms. Gun brokers don't clean the used guns they sell either. They don't have time and they don't need to. Most guns I buy, and I've bought quite a few, are just plain dirty throughout. At best, I find powder residue inside the magazine body, or the mag well, or underneath the grips, in the hammer area, or the trigger mechanism on used guns. All I found on this gun was a little on the inside of one of the magazines and very light residue down inside the trigger area. Given its age, I wasn't surprised to find dried lubricant. So my guess is that this gun sat in a drawer or safe somewhere for a few years. I don't think it's seen much use. These scratches on the side are sad to see, but they're superficial. I'll take care of those later once I find the right solution to matching the brush finish here. One of the advantages of brushed stainless steel. Otherwise, it appears well cared for. Oiled up and ready to go, I release the magazine and it pops out just a little. Needs assistance to be removed, and it's fairly tight in that magazine well. It's a European style heel clip mag release. The magazine spring is a little stiff, but 7 .380 rounds load easily enough. The mag fits snugly in the mag well without any play and seats firmly. Serrations on the slide seem to provide a large area of contact and are very aggressive. However, they seem to make racking the slide fairly easy. This gun just feels like a new gun that hasn't been broken in yet. The recoil spring seems a little stiff too, and the slide action feels just fine and smooth, but you can definitely feel that there's quality here. The decocker firmly and smoothly drops the hammer to a half-cock position in a two-stage motion. Excellent, solid feel to it. By the way, this gun is meant to be carried in the decocked position, which locks the hammer. When the hammer is in the down position, it could, if dropped, fire accidentally. The SIG P232 version, which replaced this P30 model, corrected that issue with a firing pin safety. While there are other differences between the P230 and the P232, this is probably the biggest difference. Double action trigger pull from the hammer down position is long, breaking at less than 8 pounds. If you use the decocker, the trigger take up from its half-cock position is reduced by a good 1/4 inch of travel. I'm loading a snap cap into the gun now. That's to show you the red chamber loaded indicator on the extractor. It's quite small, but it's visible. The hammer has a very small spur on it, but it works just fine. Compared to the large round spur on the PPK's hammer, the SIG's is sleeker and less obtrusive. It may be better for concealed carry purposes. Firing the P230 was a little softer than my PPK's. Both guns have fixed barrels with a relatively low bore axis, so the recoil is straight back without muzzle flip. So you can feel the punch, but with the Hogue grips and almost 1.7 pounds of gun weight to absorb the kick, I don't think it's uncomfortable. The sights are good and dead on. You can probably tell I like this gun. Accuracy is excellent. A spread no bigger than my fist at 30 yards. Feels great, and even shooting rapid fire, I can easily stay on target. Even single-handed, strong hand or weak hand, my accuracy is still good. It's as though this gun was made for me. Already I'm beginning to advance from just liking to really loving this gun. The first con I'll mention for the SIG Sauer P230 SL is its weight. 27 ounces is heavy compared to my other favorite carry pistols, my Kimber Micro 380 at 17 ounces fully loaded, or even my 9mm Kimber Micro 9 at 20 ounces. True, it's almost the same weight as my stainless steel PPKS, but I think the PPKS is heavy too. Too heavy for comfortable pocket carry. That's the compromise you make when it comes to an all stainless steel gun. You just need a good holster and a good belt. Another con is the tight magazine well. You have to pry the magazine out after you release it, and the European style location of the magazine release is a little awkward. Also, the slide catch lever is delicately placed and can be easily bumped out of position whenever the slide is off. I think that could have been designed better. As with the Walther PPK, there's no slide stop lever. You have to release the magazine to release the slide. I've heard people complain about the small SIG sights as well. They're small, but they seem to work for me. The fact that this gun isn't supported much in the aftermarket is a real shame, although not surprising for a gun that's been out of production for 25 years. Finally, if you have meaty hand, be prepared for the potential of slide bite. That's a common complaint. As for pros, I know SIGs may not be perfect, but the P230 SL is an exceptional piece of workmanship. SIGs overall have a very strong reputation for high quality. The P230 doesn't disappoint. Just pick one up and handle it a bit. You can feel the quality. The takedown lever makes disassembly easy. The decocker is exceptional and works very smoothly. The P230's trigger is very, very good. I know it's an old design, but it's well designed and probably one of the most comfortable and accurate personal defense guns I own. For me, this gun has natural balance and points naturally when drawn. I know this gun was designed almost half a century ago, but I think it still makes a statement. Its stainless steel construction guarantees a long service life, and its pleasing ergonomics and attractive styling assures that this gun is likely to be willingly carried. This is a case where I think you get what you pay for. SIGs tend to be a bit expensive, but they are highly regarded because of their high quality, and they are known for their reliability, and they have really held their value much better than most guns. I think that's very important. The P230 was supposedly modeled after the Walther PP, but one big difference is the front takedown lever instead of the pull-down trigger guard on the PP and the PPK. Disassembly is easy. Just rotate the disassembly lever down, pull back on the slide and up, and slide it off the frame. The barrel is fixed to the frame. Reassembly is just as easy, returning the recoil spring to the barrel. Small end of the spring goes on first. Slide gets returned to the frame. Takedown lever pushed back up. And that's it. Of course, the SIG Sauer P230 SL hasn't been made for about 25 years. According to the sales receipt, this one retailed for $485 new, but was sold for $460 in 1996. That would be a retail price of about $810, discounted to a sales price of $767 in today's dollars. I mention this because that's about what one of these would cost you today. The TrueGunValue.com lists the P230 SL at an average price of about $700. And remember, that's average price. Good ones in their box, papers, extra magazine, that could go for between $800 and $1,000. That may seem high, but this is indeed one very exceptional gun. Now, before we end today's video, I'd like to remind you that if you haven't already, be sure to like, share, and subscribe down below. And thanks for watching. Okay, you already know that I have a high opinion of the SIG Sauer P230 SL. This is just a beautifully crafted firearm. Ergonomics are outstanding, really good. Accuracy is excellent. Aiming this gun is just so natural for me. I've got to say, I've shot probably more than 50 different handguns in the past 2 years, and there's only a very small number of which I honestly say that. There's no doubt I'm a better shot with this gun. Fit and finish are superb, and operationally it's flawless. And just look at it. Not only is this an extremely effective personal defense pistol, I think it's downright elegant. But more than that, from a practical standpoint, because it's stainless steel, it's an extremely durable all-weather gun that's really built to last. As a SIG, the built-in quality ensures that it's going to be highly reliable. After 500 rounds, this gun has never failed. With its fixed barrel design, it's about as accurate as you can get for a compact pistol. And with today's modern .380 rounds, it's a really effective defensive firearm. If it weren't for my Walther PPK's Crimson Trace laser grips and custom holster, I'd retire it now and change over to this beauty as my everyday carry. But for now, I'll be trying out some holsters and just enjoying this gun at the range. Any weapon you carry is better than the one you left at home. Thanks for watching. Hope you'll be back for my next tabletop review. Until next time, stay safe.